right, we are back with another episode of the Brisco and Big Ace show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am Big Ace, and with me, as always, my brother, my homie, my good friend, Wes Brisco. What's up, Wes?
What's going down, man? How crazy is all this weather going around Texas and New Jersey and everywhere? Because I heard a lot of people going to AEW couldn't make it because they got trapped in Texas and couldn't make it. So
Yeah, dude.
Crazy to see who's at AEW this week. I actually had to pick up Brian Cage from the airport here in Orlando because he couldn't fly into Jacksonville. He had to fly into New York and then from New York down to Florida because they had to avoid Texas because Texas is completely shut down.
No doubt. It's crazy. I got family down there as well. It's nuts, man. You know, being up here in the Midwest, a lot of people up here are kind of laughing, and I know it's not a funny thing, and I don't agree with like just poking fun at them. But on the other hand, though, that is something that is our norm up here. So like that, we're very used to it. But like for people who don't have to deal with that kind of winter on a regular basis and aren't prepared for it, I mean,
and you also got to think of too is Texas is not just flat. There's a mountain range, and there's a lot of like steep terrains out there in Texas. So when that gets snow, it's hard to drive. And you know, if you're not like, let's say it snowed here, I guarantee you, I would have trouble driving. I probably wouldn't even be out, but.
Well, you know, and for me too, when I hear about warmer states getting snowed on like that, like to me, it's like, what, you guys got like 2 inches?
Not me.
Right, which could be a lot to them, to people in southern states, where to us, that's like, whatever, it's a Tuesday. You know what I mean? Yeah, we are, Eric, staying warm and safe. But when it was like, dude, like, wasn't Texas getting hit with like 1.5 feet, 2 feet of snow?
It was something pretty crazy. I think it's even more than that because I know that they completely shut down the airport and all of Texas is in a state of emergency. I saw a post that Thunder Rosa, her wife and her husband and her kid were in her car because they ran out of power and had no power. Wow. So they had to go in their car to get heat. Now that is crazy when you have to go in your car to get heat because you lost power and there's nothing else to do to stay warm and your house is so cold that you got to go in your car.
This last just year, dude, it's just been like the most crazy shit happening. You know what I mean? With the pandemic and the election and just everything in the world. And now you're seeing these states who should never really have to deal with this kind of weather dealing with the worst of them. I mean, it was getting almost worse there than it is in Minnesota. You know, I mean, it definitely is. We don't have that much snow right now. You know, I mean, we got cold. I'll tell you what, while I was in Vegas, dude, they were getting like 20 below in my hometown. So it was the best time to leave until I had to come home to 40 below on Valentine's Day. But again, we're Minnesota. We're equipped. We're ready for this stuff. We live in this stuff for about 5-6 months. You know what I mean? Out of the year. We can handle it. But man, I couldn't imagine just you're so used to never dealing with that. And it's the videos and pictures of cars just frozen over, pipes that burst and it froze over. It's ridiculous.
You gotta think that the plumbing and everything is not set up for that.
No.
Happens that everything kind of seems just to fail because they weren't. It's not saying they weren't prepared, but they just never had that type of weather, so you can't really prepare. Same if that ever happened in Florida, I guarantee you everything would explode down here because we've never seen stuff like that. You know, so it's kind of crazy.
It's super nuts. What's up, Trisha? Thanks for joining us. Darla, hello.
What's up, Darla? I miss you guys.
Yeah, it's not been bad up here. We've been very fortunate in Minnesota as far as the winter this year. We still have a good month and a half left before we're out of the woods, so we'll see how it goes. But Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad when you see these places that aren't ready for that kind of thing have to deal with it. You know, I mean, you guys, it's like the same thing if a hurricane hit Minnesota for some reason. You know what I mean? Like, we would not know what to do. We'd be running around like, what? Where you guys are like, whatever, I'm going to go surfing in the hurricane.
And tornadoes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it is what it is. But, man, it's crazy times. Guys, thanks for joining us. As always, share with everybody you know. Let them know we're on live. Let them know where you can find us. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Brisco and Big Ace Show. Audio versions on the VOC Radio Nation. Make sure you check them out at vocnation.com, and you can find our on-demand audio versions of the podcast as well. So Darla, that's interesting. Yeah, she remembers your first visit to Minnesota. How was that for you, bud? This had to have been before you and I were
that wasn't really my first time because I've been there wakeboarding, but that was my first time there during wintertime, and it was cold. Like there in Iowa, oh my goodness, it is too cold for me.
It's no joke.
The coldest place I've ever wrestled was Canada, though. Nothing beats Canada cold.
I bet. Oh, I bet. That's crazy, man.
Big shout out to Hannibal and Hannibal TV.
Yeah, definitely check Hannibal out, man. He does some good stuff on there. So very good YouTube channels. Check it out. Man, it's we did do a show last week. Like I mentioned before, I was in Vegas hanging out. Again, picked a great time to leave Minnesota because it was getting really cold. But man, Vegas was interesting. I know you know all about Vegas, Wes, because you were wrestling with was it Paragon that was out there?
Paragon and Ring Warrior. So I've done
both.
I've done probably 3 years straight where I would go every month to Vegas.
Okay, so you know all about Vegas. You know how it goes. Oh, I'm interested about the hat you were wearing now that Darla brought that up.
Oh,
do you remember?
It was like one of those old school ones that like cover your ears.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like,
hell yeah.
It's my snowboarding hat.
Yeah, I can see you rocking that. That's for sure.
Definitely. I rock the hair, but it doesn't get cold enough.
Exactly.
It got 90 today.
Oh, dude. I'm really, really been contemplating why I'm stuck in Minnesota still.
Yeah, it was 90 today.
That sounds lovely. But yeah, so you know all about Vegas, man. So, but you haven't been to Vegas since the pandemic, right?
I haven't been in Vegas in 2 years.
Okay. So it was interesting going during a pandemic, dude. And this is tail end, I guess we can call this the tail end or the downward spread side of the pandemic, hopefully. So I think there was more things happening than usual, but it was weird going on the Strip, man. Because the Strip is where it's always happening, dude. The action, and it was not. I mean, it was busy, but it wasn't like Vegas. Fremont, where we were staying, now that was pretty usual. We were there Wednesday through Saturday. Wednesday was all right. Thursday was a little busier. Friday was packed on Fremont. Just topping. But they got that brand new hotel Circa, so I think that's been bringing a lot of business. But it was a good time, man. It was a lot of fun. Weird to not have any shows or anything. Literally, it was like you can drink at the bar or you can gamble. There wasn't a lot of other options going on with all the clubs and everything being shut down. But we checked out Count Customs, which I don't know if you watched that show. It's a show on like Discovery Channel. We went there. My nephew's a big gearhead, so I brought him over there, and it was cool. But we paid $15 for the Uber there. We were in there for 10 minutes because it's literally one big room that you just walk around to see the cars. So it was kind of like, man, this really wasn't worth the money to take the Uber here. But all right, cool. You're happy. And it was cool. And then we went over to, I don't know if you've heard of this place. It's called the Las Vegas Fight Shop. Have you heard of it or been there?
No, but I've heard of it.
Okay. I went there about 4 years ago when it was still on the Strip and was like, dude, this is a cool-ass store. So when we went this year, I wanted to make a point to go back and check it out. They've moved locations, but it was cool, man. They got some really cool wrestling stuff. I was looking for Briscoes. Didn't see nothing. It was kind of like, you guys need to get on the Brisco train. I'll miss Brisco merch here, and I need it. But, man, they had some cool stuff. They had, like, a WrestleMania 2 or 3 poster signed by the whole card. framed up on the wall. They had some really cool stuff. I picked up a really cool Macho Man shirt and my new personal favorite T-shirt. I picked up a Bobby the Brain Heenan shirt.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love it, dude. Love it. So it was cool. And what I did, guys, is I filmed a lot of the stuff, and I'm going to make me a nice little YouTube of all of it, and we'll put that up here in the next week here. So watch for that on the Brisco and Big Ace show YouTube.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see all that footage and get to see your vacation.
Yeah, man, it's going to be cool. We also went to Topgolf. Have you ever done Topgolf?
Yeah.
Dude, how fun is that? I've never done it. Yeah. And I'm a big golfer. I love golf, but I had never done the top.
You're a golfer.
Yeah, I am. So, I mean, you wouldn't tell by watching me that night. It was awful, but I didn't have my own clubs. I blame it on that. I didn't have my own clubs. You can never do good without your own clubs. But it was fun, man. I had never done that. That was an interesting thing. It was cool, man. And at Vegas, it's cool because the strip's right behind it. So you just, it was dope, man. But it was cool. It was a much needed vacation. So, Trisha, the windstorm in Vegas, I was there, but I was in the airport, and at our gate was kind of in the U-shape area of the airport, so I really couldn't see past the other gates across. But at a certain point, it was noticeable that, like, hey, you can't see, like, that far out anymore. Now, you could 10 minutes ago. Our plane did get delayed because it was like 70, 80 mile per hour winds going on for about 20 minutes when we were supposed to take off. But our plane was already running late because it came from Minnesota where it was again 20 below and they had to de-ice the thing. So it was a trip to get home, man. And then when we got home, it was about 20 some degrees below zero. Left our winter coats in the car because you don't want to bring that to Vegas with you. So that was a good half hour of freezing from getting out of the shuttle into the car and start driving home before it finally warmed up. But it was cool, man.
I had an experience like that. Where was I? I was in Singapore, and I was in Singapore for like a month, and I came home, and I forgot what, Singapore is always hot, and I came home and it was through JFK. And when you come through JFK International, you have to go outside and get into like a bus and go to another like terminal thing, but you have to go outside.
Mm-hmm.
It was snowing and I had shorts, flip-flops, and a t-shirt on. And everyone was like, what?
Flip-flops?
Yeah, I just came from Thailand. Like,
I know.
I'm like, what's like... I had no clue, and it was the worst.
Damn,
dude, I was freezing. I had to buy socks at the airport. Dude, my feet were frozen. It sucked so bad.
Did you know that today, and that you definitely are traveling when you go from point A to point B, and when you get to point B, you got to buy socks at the airport.
Yeah, and it's been like a 16-hour flight, so I'm jet lagged.
Oh yeah.
And then I go out and it's snowing. I'm like. It's sad, but
that's great. I'd be interested to hear more stories of the places you've been to and just like the crazy things you've seen while traveling. You know what I mean? Because you've been all over the world, legitimately.
Yeah, I went to Israel after 9/11.
Really? Like how soon after 9/11? Just to put it in perspective.
Maybe a year.
How was it?
Awesome.
Was it?
I spent 2 weeks there. There was only one time where they were like, hey, you guys need to duck your heads and like not like look out the car. But that was like only one time.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, heat wave's coming. That's for sure. Chris, what's up, buddy? Welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Again, guys, thanks for joining us. And again, please.
Yeah. During that trip, I actually got to wakeboard on the Sea of Galilee, which that's where Jesus walked across the
world.
So I got to wakeboard on that. And we got to go to Jerusalem and got to see the Wall of Prayers.
Wow.
Did a bunch of cool stuff while I was there. I was really blessed to get to go to Israel and spend some time there and go to Tel Aviv. And Tel Aviv is like Miami. It's like full on clubs, party, like doesn't shut down to like 5 a.m. We had really cool guests that knew everyone and brought us to all the cool clubs, and it was a great time. I loved Israel, and I'd go back any day of the week.
That's awesome, man. So let me ask you this, because you've had these two careers. You're a professional wrestler, you were a professional wakeboarder. Both of them have made you go across the country, across the world. Which one, though, has really brought you to like the most? I guess what one really made you international? Like what one brought you to the crazier places? Did you go to more different countries and crazier places when you were wrestling, or was the trips doing the wakeboarding like way more insane and going to way crazier places? I feel like being that you're being involved with water with wakeboarding, you probably got to see a lot of more, I think, interesting and cooler things on that path.
Yeah, and two, it's two different types of things. Like when you're trying wrestling and people don't really realize this, they're like, "Oh, you're traveling for wrestling, you get to go to all these cool places." To be honest with you, you travel overseas. Let's say you get to Japan. Finally get to Japan, check into your hotel, go to sleep, wake up, go straight to the building, do your thing. And then for me, it was from that after our New Japan show, I went straight back to the hotel, woke up in the morning, caught another flight to another place in Japan, wrestled there, flew all the way back to Tokyo, spent one night there, and then flew home. So there was no time to like really get to experience Japan until my second New Japan tour where I actually got to like see some of the city and like we had one free day off. And then that was the same when I was wrestling in England. I mean, we really had really no days off, and the days off you pretty much just slept and relaxed. But with wakeboarding, you really got to experience the culture. You really got to experience the people, the locals. You really got to, it was a lot way different because local crowd. You're hanging out with all local people. They're showing you all the cool local spots and like it. You're just treated a lot different, and you have a lot of time to actually see the country. Like because you're
Yeah.
doing photo shoots, you're actually trying to find the most beautiful place to wakeboard or the most beautiful place to take some photos of the new clothing that you're trying to promote or whatever. So you're in some of the most beautiful countries and beautiful landscapes, and you actually get to spend time there because you're there to like try to get that epic shot or that one thing. It's not about and 20,000 people. It's about when you get that right photo and you put it online and it shares with millions and millions of people. So it's a little
Right.
bit different. With wakeboarding, you really got to experience the countries like Bali and Indonesia and I mean, I can go on and on about all the countries I've been to, but wrestling has brought me to some cool countries, South Africa, and one of the best places ever, and I really got to know that one. And that was probably the best trip ever for me wrestling wise was South Africa. I mean, AJ, RIP AJ, man. Your brother.
Yeah. We should actually. I feel like we should just take a moment right now and just show our respects losing a friend like that. So I made sure I got this for him. Yeah, man, that was. I remember I seen that you said he had passed away and that he was struggling before that. And guys, if you don't know who we're talking about, AJ was on the show. Oh man, it must have been during the summer. We had him and Johnny Palazzo on the show, and amazing people, man, amazing guys. And like you said, AJ doing amazing work out there to bring professional wrestling back to South Africa and make it popular again, bringing you out there, some other great talent from the States out there, and just making it a thing. And man, he was such a joy to have on our show. Even when we weren't live, guys, he was so much fun just to talk with, hang out with. I was really looking forward to getting to go down there with you eventually and see the show and meet him and hang out. Sucks that that's not going to get to happen, at least meeting AJ. So
This is how awesome AJ was. When we were there, it was Amber Nova's birthday. And we had the option to, they'll pay for everything and we could stay an extra 2 days. So we were like, okay. And for her birthday, AJ brought us to his house and introduced us to his whole entire family. We had a huge cookout. We all sing happy birthday to Amber. And it was just, it's that type of people.
Yeah. It's good-hearted people. You know what I mean? Like, that's they're hard to find nowadays, which is hard to believe. You would think everybody is just a kind person and has best intentions, but unfortunately they don't always. Looks like Wes may have froze a little bit, so we'll let him do his thing. But yeah, man, and again, Michael, welcome. Troy, I miss you too, brother. Yeah, that's crazy, Trish. That's super crazy. Yeah, and if you guys, like I said, if you haven't seen it yet, go to YouTube or on our Facebook or radio or VOC Radio Nation, VOCNation.com. Find the audio version. But again, we brought AJ, we brought Johnny Palazzo on. Had a great show. AJ's a character, let me tell you, character. And like you heard Wes saying before, unfortunately, he froze up. Golden heart, big old golden heart on that guy, man. I knew that, and I only met him on what we do here online, I guess you could say, through video chat doing our episode. I only met him that one time, and I can tell instantly, like, he was a great guy. And was very excited to hopefully someday get to go to South Africa and meet him, and unfortunately, that won't happen now. So again, much love to AJ, his family, his friends, everybody down there who was affected by that. We care for y'all. We love y'all. We're thinking of all of you. So hopefully Wes will hop back on here. Internet might have just froze for a minute. Hopefully you can just shut her down and get back on here, but we'll just keep going with the show. Yeah, Wes has been lucky enough to travel around and go check out a lot of different places. I have been able to do the same thing, not on a global scale, though. I've only gotten to go overseas once, and I was to London to do some work. But I used to work for an entertainment company in my local town, but we were contracted to work with a company called Ragnar Relay Race, which is also sponsored by Reebok. So I was doing announcing and DJing and timekeeping. Hang on, guys. I'm going to try to talk while I try to send the link for Wes to get on. So you guys just bear with us while we're doing this. But yeah, I used to do that, and that was a lot of fun. And I got to go to I got to see a lot of the United States while doing that, which was awesome. 2 trips to Hawaii, which if you're getting paid to go work in Hawaii, you can never complain. And then again, like I said, I did get to go overseas. I got to check out London, which is someplace never been on my list of like, I need to go. It was like, I'd like to go. It's cool, whatever. But wasn't something I was seeking. And now I want to go back. I really did enjoy it. It was an amazing place. So I'd like to get back to that. But we're going to see if Wes can hop on. One thing we were going to start to get into, wrestling-wise, for all you hanging out watching us, was NXT Takeover. We're going to talk about a few things today. NXT Takeover. We're going to get into the Chamber as that's coming up on Sunday. And we're going to talk a little bit about AEW Revolution. So NXT happened on Sunday night. Vengeance Takeover. Great show. Hopefully when Wes comes on, he can tell you about what he thought. He said he caught the main event, so we'll see what he thinks of that. But solid card, and to me, the standout match of the night was definitely that opening match. Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez versus Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. Just a great, great match. And I've been saying this for a long time. I don't know if anybody agrees. I hope some of you do, but I think Dakota Kai is a star in the making. I think she needs to be shot to the moon. She needs to have a title. She needs to get to the main roster. She needs to have a title run there. I think she is so talented. I'm Team Kick all the way. Trish, I've never been to Scotland. I'll ask Wes if he has when he comes back on, but I've never been. I would love to go. Sorry, guys. Gross. I don't know why Siri wants to work. But yeah, so I thought that was the best match of the whole card. You had the Gargano and Kushida match was a really good match as well. I like Dexter Lumis taking Tyson Fury backstage so he can't come out. I have yet to see NXT from last night, guys. I do need to watch that yet, so I don't know if that storyline played out anymore. I did see a little clip of Johnny Gargano coming out during Candice LeRae and is it Indy Black? I can't remember. There we go. I do remember seeing that and him bringing Austin Fury out. So looks like he's back. I don't know if they built on that at all. Hey, buddy.
What up? Sorry, internet connection.
It's all good. We were just talking about traveling and then started to talk a little about NXT TakeOver. Before I go back to that, though, someone did ask if I've been to Scotland, and I haven't. Have you been to Scotland?
Yes.
What? Really?
Yeah.
What was it like, man? Was it dope?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Was that wrestling or wakeboarding?
Wrestling.
Really? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That is
wrestling. Ireland, Scotland, England, the whole UK.
Yeah, man. Love. Dude, I really do want to go back to London, and this time I want to go and even try to check out. Hopefully, pandemic over when I go.
I don't think you can. It costs $2,000 for your COVID package to travel to Europe.
Damn. What is in the COVID package?
You have to quarantine in a select hotel that they have chosen for people.
Really?
So when you book the ticket, it's part of your ticket, 14-day quarantine.
What do they do for people who have the vaccine?
I don't know. I didn't get that far.
I don't even plan on going until the pandemic's done anyways. But when I do, I hope shows are going. I'd like to go check out an indie show out there. And then before you got cut off, just real quick, is there anything else that you wanted to touch on as far as AJ South Africa wrestling? We were kind of in the middle of that when you froze up. So I want to give you a chance to say anything if you didn't.
Not just that he was a great person and truly is going to miss the guy. I mean, he's someone that will always be missed, and God bless him, and I love him so much.
That's right. So again, thoughts and prayers to his friends, family, and everybody out there. So we were talking about NXT TakeOver. I was telling everybody how I thought the women's match that opened it for the Dusty Rhodes Classic, first ever women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon, Shotzi Blackheart stole the show to me. I thought that was the best match of the night. Opened the show. It was great. I was telling everybody I'm a huge Dakota Kai fan. Team Kick all the way. I think she's a great talent. But the main event, Finn Balor, Pete Dunne, two hard-hitting dudes, great talents in the ring. One hell of a match. What'd you think of what you saw on that?
I loved it. I thought it was incredible. I thought it was just a great storytelling match of how Pete worked Finn's finger and just telling a story about it. Was just a great match. I really enjoyed watching it.
That's, Johnny Gargano and Kushida had a match earlier in the card on that show, and that was something. Kushida, through that whole match, was focusing on Gargano's injured knee. Or arm, sorry, his arm. And it was beautiful because he just kept going back to it. It told the story, and it was like, this is why I sometimes have issues when I watch certain matches where there's no story and it's just a spot after spot after spot after spot after spot. And it's like, ooh, but I want to be invested. I want to feel like I'm like, no. And it was great, man. And that Pete Dunne and Finn Balor match was really great, dude. And the ending was awesome. Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era coming out and him.
Yeah, and two, the announcers really put it over too, I thought. The announcers really.
So you're boys with Wade, right?
Yes.
Mr. Barrett. That man is phenomenal on commentary.
Yes, he's very good. I mean, he's always been such a well-spoker. And
yeah,
I think he's done a little bit of, when he had that Bad News Barrett, he would come down and cut promos every night. He's always been a really good talker, and that's a perfect role for him. And the cool thing is he loves wrestling and he knows the business, so you're really getting it from a wrestler's point of view too.
Yeah, and he knows how to enhance the story, and I'm glad you said that because that's something that people don't realize nowadays either, and that's that the commentary team, the referee, all of that is important to telling the full-on story of what's happening in the ring during that match. Which one of my all-time favorites will always be Ric Flair winning the Royal Rumble, I think in 1992, 93 when he came in at number 3. But what really made me get behind it is if you listen to Bobby Heenan on commentary, that whole match once Flair was in, because he was in Flair's corner.
Mm-hmm.
And on commentary, you can tell, but he told it so beautifully and just reacted. So there's no one like Bobby Heenan, though. There's no one.
He's one of the best. I mean,
it's just
the art of storytelling he could do, and promos, and just him being such a good heel.
Oh my gosh, man! There's just no one like him. He is my all-time favorite talent in the wrestling business. He really is, which may rub people the wrong way because he's not an actual wrestler, but he's just as important. And to be honest, you watch him in those Weasel matches, he takes some bumps, man. That guy would fall out. Yeah, you know. But yeah, man, and then Undisputed Era now about to have their actual breakup. Adam Cole punting Finn Balor in the face and then punting O'Reilly in the face. Happened again last night on the NXT. So it looks like Undisputed Era is going to break up. It looks like Adam Cole is going to be breaking away. But the question is he going to the main roster finally? That's what everybody wants to know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't either.
Idea what they want to do. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. And Trish, I'm assuming you're talking about Bobby Heenan. I got to meet Bobby Heenan. Unfortunately, it was when he couldn't talk anymore. So there was limited interaction, but I'm still happy I just got to meet him. But let's get to AEW Revolution and just some stuff from AEW that's going on. Obviously, a couple weeks out, and there's a big match.
Well, the biggest thing is Brian Cage, powerbombing Sting.
Yes. As soon as he did it, I was like, he just killed Sting. Like, he literally just killed an old man in the ring. Like, he went all out on that power bomb, dude. Which I have to imagine Cage was probably fanning out a little bit inside doing that. But so what do you think, man? Like, I've been pretty on the train of I'm cool with Sting being in AEW and being like a figure, but I don't have any interest in him working. I don't really want to see him in any matches. Obviously, that's what we're headed to, though. What did you think, though? I mean, he took it well last night, and he rolled kind of right up after the cameras were off. So, I mean, old man, I guess, must still have it. My big thing, though, is he couldn't wrestle in WWE anymore because of an injury, and I haven't really ever heard any explanation as to, is that not a factor anymore?
Yeah, I don't know. We're just going to have to watch and find out.
Definitely. Street match, I believe, too. Him, Darby Allin, and the whole Taz crew.
Well, that's a little bit easier to navigate.
It really is, which that's cool. It's cool that they're going to do that, but that's kind of crazy, too, to hear. Like, they're really getting into some of these creative, gimmicky matches now with AEW, because now we have the Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega at Revolution. It's going to be I got to remember, exploding barbed wire, exploding barbed wire death match. Apparently, the ropes will be barbed wire, and there will be some sort of exploding mechanisms in the corners. Is what I heard. I think F something used to do it back in the day in like the 80s and 90s. So they're getting out there with some of their matches. Let's see how it goes. I'm all about checking it out and seeing it's different. So, I mean, cool. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But then I do have what they have going for Revolution so far. And again, the exploding barbed wire death match with Omega and Moxley. The Young Bucks are going to put their titles on the line against Chris Jericho and MJF, which will be that'll be a good match. What I'm interested to see, though, is they have like multiple storylines going on at the same time. So like Sammy Guevara somehow is going to feud with MJF because he just quit Inner Circle because of him. Mm-hmm. So I assume he's involved in this somehow. Sheeta's going to go against the women's tournament winner. Which I don't know where they're going to go with that. There's a lot of talent in there. Riho making her return last night, looking great. Her and Serena Deeb putting on one hell of a match on Dynamite last night. And then, yeah, Cody Rhodes, Scorpio Sky, Penta, El Zero, Meadow, and then 3 other people who have not been announced are going to be in a ladder match. We got the street fight with Sting, Darby Allin, Brian Cage, and Ricky Starks. And then the big money match, which I don't know what that means, of Hangman Page versus Matt Hardy, which I think is just going to end with Hangman joining the Dark Order.
That's pretty stacked card.
And that's what we have now. This pay-per-view is still, 2 weeks away? So who knows what else may get added. Obviously, the one match we were hoping that would be on that card, and unfortunately won't, but it will be on the Go-Home Dynamite going into this show, and that is the big Cody Rhodes, Shaquille O'Neal, and Jade Cargill, and your lovely fiance, Red Velvet. I'm assuming you're going to be down there or at least watching it on TV. Are you pumped to see this match? I'm pumped to see your girl go because she's amazing, and I'm pumped to see Shaquille O'Neal finally in a wrestling ring.
Yeah, I think I'll probably be there.
Right. You're going to have to take some pictures.
Gotta support the wifey. And
which, by the way, did I read it right? She's the top ranked woman according to AEW's rankings.
Yep.
There you go, guys. There you go. Number 1. That's how it goes. So that's going to be a real.
How to pick them.
Hell yeah. Look at you. Going for the winners. Wes Briscoe don't hang out with no zeros, except for this guy.
She's a winner in my book in every different thing she does.
Yeah, man. She's just talent. Just talent. You know what I mean? And it's cool to see it happen. If that's your wifey, so that means she's going to be my friend. Unfortunately, she has no choice in that matter now. She's just going to be a friend now for me too. So I'm very excited to see her and her career just keep going. Here, someone has explained the big money matches. Whoever wins, Page or Hardy, gets the others' money they earned in quarter 1. All right.
I want to see them actually a legit pay stub.
Right, dude. That would be so great. Just sign it off and
actually cash that check in and get that money.
IRS there, taking their cut right away in the ring. That's ours, guys. You split the rest. Yeah, that's all right. Interesting. Again, like I said, I think that whole match is just leading to Hangman Page joining the Dark Order. But we'll see how that. Yeah, we'll see how.
I can't wait to watch it. It'll be a good pay-per-view to watch.
It'll definitely be a good pay-per-view. And it's on a Sunday night this time around, everybody. Remember that.
That's even better. I always like pay-per-views on a Sunday night. I just feel like it's easier to get everyone around and kind of like sit by the TV on a Sunday, because Saturdays, a lot of people still want to go out, or they're kind of just spent from the week and they just want to just have one veg day. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like pay-per-views on Sunday. I've always thought that, like, it's always good to watch it on Sunday.
Yeah, and for me, it's just so tradition. I've grown up my whole life with pay-per-views are on Sundays, so it's like and football is the same way. It's always on Sunday for the most part. So Sunday is the day that I want to watch these things. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's bad on Saturday either. Keep doing your thing, especially at the Vegas one when you guys do double or nothing AEW. Make sure that's a Saturday night one because I'm going to come. That'll probably be the next time I'm back in Vegas. But yeah, man. It'll be a good show, and again, the Dynamite going into that's going to be really good. Someone wants to know, do we like ROH, and have you ever wrestled Sledge? Do you know who Sledge is? I don't. Yes. Sorry, Trish, I'm unfamiliar. I don't, unfortunately, get to watch a lot of ROH. It's just so much other stuff going on. I have a hard enough time keeping up with WWE and AEW as is, let alone trying to watch a little bit of Impact and trying to keep up with New Japan. It's just a lot. It's a lot. So unfortunately, I don't. And I don't know who Sledge is. So yeah, sorry, Trish. But they also, the other thing too, man, dude, we just had one pay-per-view. You know, you just had the Rumble. Last week was TakeOver. And now we're going into Elimination Chamber this weekend. 3 big shows in a row for WWE. Like, in a row. Brian Campbell is his real name. I still don't know who that is. I don't know if you do, Wes. So Chamber coming up this weekend. This is the most odd road to WrestleMania I've ever seen because it's just so in the air.
Yeah, they just don't know where they're going because of everything that happened with the pandemic. I feel like they just don't know what direction, don't really want to throw out any big storylines and just get it all shut down. I mean, I guess it won't get shut down, but it just wouldn't happen in front of a live crowd.
Right. Yeah. And then that's the crazy thing, too. They still have yet to announce anything as far as tickets for sale and stuff for Mania, and we're 50 days away, I think, from WrestleMania. So it's like, if people are going to come to it, you better start selling tickets.
Yeah, I think the season ticket holders of the stadium get first priority.
Oh.
They're going to let a lot of the medical people and
first line workers, yeah, kind of like the Super Bowl did.
Yep,
I like that. That's a cool deal. That's a very cool deal.
I'm pretty sure how it's going to go. And then there'll be a certain amount of seats available for purchase, but I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to be around.
Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, if the card's really good and tickets aren't super expensive, flights are pretty cheap to Florida from here right now. But then I was like, it's 2 days. I don't want to go to both days.
I heard the nosebleeds tickets were $1,000.
Yeah, forget that. I ain't doing that. I'll just wait and maybe go to Dallas next year. Let's go. I'm going to go through some of this chamber stuff just to get your predictions. My predictions. Intercontinental Championship. That's going to be on, I think, the pre-show. Maybe no, it's not. Sorry, that's not even the first match. So let's go with the SmackDown Women's Championship. Sasha Banks. Wait, is that true? Is she getting another shot? Carmella. I mean, Banks is going to win because we're setting up Bianca and Banks at Mania. That's about the only.
Banks all the way.
That's about the only thing that's kind of for sure, I think, right now. Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler versus the Street Profits for the tag champs.
Street Profit goes over.
I believe so as well. Intercontinental Championship is Big E versus Apollo Crews.
I just worked out with Apollo Crews yesterday.
No doubt. And I'm sorry, guys. These matches I don't know have been confirmed yet, but this is what they're thinking.
So I'm a toss up there because I'm good friends with both of them.
Yeah.
But I was in FCW with Big E, and he was one of my road partners, so I'm going with Big E.
Big E it is. Apollo Crews, man, how's he putting it down in the gym? Because that boy's jacked.
He's strong as ox.
Shoot, man, that dude is huge.
He'd be lifting the whole gym. He was going crazy yesterday on squats. It was insane.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
That's awesome. United States Championship match. This is a match that's on the card. Bobby Lashley versus Keith Lee versus Riddle. Keith Lee, from last I heard, is a question mark, though. He was absent from Raw, so not sure if he's actually going to be in the match come Sunday.
I'm going with Bobby Lashley.
Oh, yeah? I'm going to go Riddle. I feel like they're pushing Riddle big right now against the Hurt Business, and I feel like he's dropping. Then they'll have a rematch at Mania. We'll see. Raw Women's Championship. Now, this is another match that has now been thrown in the air. It was supposed to be Asuka and Lacey Evans with the whole Ric Flair thing. But I don't know if you heard about this, Wes, but on Monday Night Raw this last week, Lacey Evans was in a tag match against Charlotte and Asuka, and as soon as Charlotte was tagged in and she was tagged in, she hops off the apron and then announces that I can't wrestle you because I'm pregnant, which then proceeded to have Ric Flair freak out, being like, call me daddy, woo, 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 daddy, call me daddy, implying that he is going to be the baby's father. That's where this storyline has now gone. Like, that's the work of this. The real news is Lacey Evans apparently is really pregnant by her legitimate husband.
Okay, not
so
by
she
Ric Flair.
No, but storyline, it's implied that it's Ric Flair. But she, regardless, is not going to be in this match now. So, don't know who's taken out that place. Nothing's been said yet.
It is, Charlotte's winning.
Yeah, I believe so. So here we go. Roman Reigns versus the Elimination Chamber match winner for SmackDown. This I thought was weird. I'm used to the Chamber being if you win the Chamber, you get a shot at Mania. They changed it. For this one, in the SmackDown side, they're going to do the Chamber match, and then the winner will have a match that same night against Reigns. So the participants are King Corbin, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Sami Zayn, and Jey Uso. I don't really know. I want to say Kevin Owens because I feel like all of this is leading to Owens and Reigns having another match at Mania, but I really don't know, being that the winner's having a match that night with Reigns.
I think Kevin.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think Reigns beats him. If Reigns is dropping it, won't be till Mania.
Yeah, definitely.
And then the Raw side of things, the Drew McIntyre is actually defending his championship in Chamber. So that's a little different. And he'll have Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, and Kofi Kingston all in the match. Kofi Kingston replacing The Miz, who took himself out because he's Money in the Bank. He doesn't need to be in it. And again, Orton's in this.
I see Miz running out, cashing in his title.
I think so too. I think Drew wins this. I think Orton obviously is not going to really be a factor in this match, being that his promo on Raw on Monday when he was talking about the match was interrupted by Alexa Bliss, who was basically seen doing some sort of seance to bring the Fiend back from the dead. So my guess is Sunday we're finally going to see the Fiend come back, which then means Orton and Fiend at Mania. So, and which is hilarious. I just want to say this because we've told the story on here about Orton and you when you guys were younger. But I seen that Papa Brisco was tweeting some stuff about the old days, and a bunch of those guys were getting in it. And I seen the reply from Orton to you and your dad, and it was just a bunch of snake pitch or gator pitch.
Yeah.
Which if you guys missed the story, Wes was giving him a hard time, being like, "Oh yeah, there's snakes and gators in this water, bro. Be careful."
Yeah, what they were. I mean, there kind of was. Wasn't too much of a lie.
See, that's the shit you say though. So when I'm in Florida with you, that's why I'm afraid to do half of the things because you're like, "Oh no, this is not in there."
No.
Hell no, dude.
Not
but yeah.
usually.
Yeah, you're right, and I'll take that chance. But yeah, that's Chamber, man. It's weird because this is just a stop in the road for the Mania card, and who knows what's going to happen. And they're going to give Mania a good month in like 2 weeks to tell stories for those matches. So we'll see. And plus, Mania's 2 nights this year. Again, going to be some cinematic stuff, is my guess. And I almost feel like we're going to see some more NXT matches happen because I feel like we're not going to get a takeover during Mania weekend. I think they might just put some NXT matches on the 2-night card.
Well, we'll see. I'll be looking forward to it.
It'll be interesting, man. Something else, and I don't know if you saw this, and if you haven't, you should watch at least the first episode at some point because I'd be interested to just kind of see, being that you're a generational a star and you've grown up in the wrestling business from birth. Last night, or maybe the night before, Tuesday night, was the premiere of Young Rock. Did you hear about this show?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't got a chance to watch it yet.
It was really good. It was really good, dude.
Nice.
And there's
check it out.
There's this scene.
I heard they cast the members pretty good.
Yeah, because there's a whole scene where they walk into Rock's grandma's apartment. So High Chief Peter Maiavia's wife. They went to her place where all the boys were: the Head Shrinkers, Junkyard Dog, Iron Sheik, and Andre the Giant. And there was like a whole scene of all of them playing cards and little Dewey talking wrestling with them, and then says the fake word, and Andre like chokes him and picks him up like, "We don't say the F word." It was just, man, for someone who's been watching since those guys were like stars and a huge fan of The Rock and just Dwayne Johnson, it was like, man, this is awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was a really good show. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure you do it. Young Rock. It's going to be a good one, man. It's funny, too, because the whole thing is set around he's doing an tell-all interview because he's running for president in 2032 on the show. Like, how do you think we will legitimately see that happen? There's always been talk of it.
I see it happening.
And I guess he recently said he would run if the people want him to run.
Yeah, he will. He was just waiting for the right time.
You think he'd do good? I'd vote for him.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd vote for him.
Yeah. I mean, just the way he can talk to people. He's able to talk to people that, I mean, he takes time out of his busy day to talk to, you know, kids with special needs. He will give anybody the time of day. And for someone like that would actually listen to the people and actually would listen to what the people have to say and actually try to do something about it instead of letting it just go one ear and out the other. The Rock, if he listens, he's going to do what he says he's going to do. He's not going to sugarcoat it or change his ideas. He's going to do exactly what he says. So someone like that would be a great leader because he's just, I mean, he's an amazing person. And no one's ever had anything bad to say about him. So he's just, I think he'd be the best bet.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember when you were at the Performance Center last. Was he around there? Was that around the time he came back for the Cena match in 28 and 29?
I don't know.
I want to see The Rock cut a promo on Rifle Dude. I would love Jamie to see The Rock on an actual political debate. It would be an amazing TV. Trish, I didn't watch the Japanese side of the tournament. I missed it. I heard it was good. Trish wants to know, she was raised on your dad, Uncle Piper, in 80s wrestling. We couldn't talk of wrestling being not real. Where did you guys stand on that now? So Trish wants to know, in the current day and age, where is kayfabe stand? I mean, it's pretty easy to see that we're in this reality era. WWE's been in that for a long time as far as they've acknowledged as entertainment. But it's one of those things, and Wes, you can talk about it too, but I mean, people can say it's predetermined and it is what it is, but it's no joke what you do in the ring. I've been with you many times where I've seen you in severe pain just from the knocks and the bangs you've taken in the ring. There's no joke about anything you guys are doing.
Yeah, I mean, just like pretty much what Big Ace said. I mean, yeah, everyone knows it's pretty much predetermined. I mean, but you start doing real moves and you start wrestling against people that 6'7", 400 pounds, like it does hurt.
It's the greatest live show on earth because of what you guys put your bodies on the line for during that for the audience. Because that's what it comes down to. You guys do it for the audience.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing thing. That's why I've always been in awe of this industry. But yeah, man, I wanted to ask you one more thing before we head out because you mentioned it. You were contacted about doing an interview. Apparently there is someone's putting together a book about TNA.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I got contacted, and I don't want to give out too much, but there's definitely a book coming out, and we're going to have them actually on the podcast once
very cool.
We're closer to time, and I'm really looking forward to it. So that should be a cool thing to check out. I'm also ARW is this weekend. I believe it's Friday. That's tomorrow. And then me and the fiance go to New Jersey for a virtual signing. And that will be Saturday.
Yeah. And I'm going to see if I can find the flyer for it. I can't remember what the name of the place was. Yep. There it is. Virtual signing, East Coast autograph auctions, guys. It's at 3:30. Follow, I think it is the East Coast Autograph Auctions Live. Follow them on Facebook, or Ultimate Stars Promotion. Sorry.
Ultimate Stars Promotion, yeah.
Yep. Check out their Facebook page. You guys can watch the live stream of Wes and the lovely Red Velvet doing their autograph signing. I'm going to tune in just to be like, what's up, everybody? But yeah, check it out. It'll be cool. And I don't know if it's too late to get in for the autograph part of it, because usually you got to send something in. You could probably buy some 8x10s too. But again, go to that Facebook page and you can get all those details.
I'm sure you probably would be able to purchase, like if you were on there and like sent the PayPal, I'm sure we'd be able to do a custom thing right there. I don't know what their plans, and I haven't really seen it yet. So I'll let you guys know more as I know.
Hell yeah. So that's coming up on Sunday, right?
Saturday,
that's right. And then Sunday's a big day too for you, my friend.
Yep. Day of rest.
21.
Yeah, 21. Yeah.
Dude, we're getting to that.
I don't want to be 21 again.
No shit. I wouldn't either. But we also are getting to the point that I also don't want to acknowledge my real age anymore.
Yeah, neither do I.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so I won't probably see you that day, but I'm sure we'll talk before then, and maybe even that day. But an early happy birthday to my very good friend Wes here, my brother. I'll tell you what, dude, Vegas made me really again realize, like, dude, I need to just get to warmer weather, and I just need more time away. So we definitely need to figure something out. But like this spring, I'm definitely coming out for a long weekend.
Good, we're ready.
Yeah, man, we'll do. And when we do that, guys, that means usually we'll do at least a show together in the same room so you can see us together side by side. But man, I don't even care if you have a wrestling show that weekend or anything. I just need to get the hell out and I just want to come kick it. That's it, man. I just want to come kick it with my boy down in Orlando. So, but guys, again, thank you for joining us. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the Brisco and Big Ace Show. Generally, we're every other Thursday, sometimes every Thursday, but generally on Thursdays, you'll find us. Look at this. We got people giving you the happy birthdays right there. Look at that. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on blast. Sorry, brother. But yeah, man, find us on all that. Again, the VOC Radio Nation. You can find the exclusive audio-only versions of the show. So check those out. Some other cool shows over there, too. Bill Apter, Shelly Martinez in the room, Brady Hicks, all sorts of good stuff over there if you're a wrestling fan. So check it out. Yeah, man. And again, check everything out that Wes has going on. ARW, putting on some really great shows. The signing obviously going on. Support AEW, support Red Velvet. Big match coming up. So guys, make sure you send her all of those well wishes. Blow her up. Tell everybody on the social media world how badass she is. And we'll be back. I don't know.
We'll probably do one more podcast next week.
Mm-hmm.
And then the week after that will be when Red Velvet's facing Joe Carter and Shaquille O'Neal. So I probably won't be able to get an episode out. We probably won't be able to film until I get back from that. So we'll film next Thursday. We'll have another episode, and then we'll be off for a week, and then we'll have a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah, dude. We're going to have a whole lot to talk about. I can't wait.
We'll have a lot to talk about next week because all the stuff that I'm doing. And also, I'm wrestling Garrett Bischoff at AEW for the title. We'll see how that goes.
Ooh, that's some history right there.
Yeah.
Former tag champs, everybody. Garrett Bischoff and Wes Brisco.
Yep.
And he kind of screwed you against Shannon Moore. Not kind of. He screwed you against Shannon Moore.
So I got to get some redemption. So we're going to see how it goes. And hopefully kick some ass. And looking forward to telling you guys all about it. And we'll see you next week.
Hell yeah. We'll see you guys next week. Again, like we asked, please share with everybody. Let everybody know what we got going on. The more you guys can bring people to us, the more we can kind of start spreading wings and flying more with some of this stuff. And again, guys, watch this weekend. Probably Sunday sometime you'll see that Las Vegas vlog YouTube drop on our YouTube channel from my trip. So something to look forward to, everybody. And of course, Tuesday nights on YouTube, this 2 Count, me and my good friend comedian John Russell we'll talk some stuff. We got our buddy Tim Nella coming out. We're going to do the Chamber reaction show this week. So if you want to get real nerdy and technical with the wrestling talk, get in there with us. That's where we do it.
And I'll be doing a video vlog of the autograph.
Yes.
My fiance of us going to the airport, flying with her, seeing if she can put up with me on the airplane for the first time.
You guys have never flown together? This will be the first. Oh, shoot. All right.
Thank God I don't drink anymore, so that's a good thing.
Dude, I hear you, brother. I'm with you on that. All right, guys. Again, thank you.
Buddy. No drinking.
Hell yeah. No booze for you, everybody. It's better that way. Don't be a fool. All right, guys. We'll see you next week for our next episode, and enjoy your weekend, everybody. If you are in those southern parts where you're getting hammered, hey, prayers, thoughts with all of you. You're going to get through it. Anything we can do to help, let everybody know. I'm sure a lot of states up here are willing to help out, being that this is our norm. So, yeah, man, everybody just take care of each other, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace, love, and happiness.